anyways, any to them ways. I wanted to tell you guys the Stalker story as promised. So for everybody who might remembers, you know, I'm living here in a dorm, and I'm living up. You know, like I live on the last level. Actually, story time. Yeah, story time. Story time it is. Stalker of your dream. Nah, stalker in real life. So I live on the last level of the student dorm. So it's actually not possible to look into my windows and all the stuff, so I'm kind of safe. But we have the lowest level. The lowest level is like, to be honest, the majority who are living there are also like girls, because we have like more girls in the student dorm than boys for some reason. For example, at the moment I live together with 3 girls and 1 boy. And the years before I even lived together with 4 girls sometimes, you know? So this also plays a part in the whole story time, because on the lowest level, because the majority in the student dorm are girls, seriously, yeah, I gotta bring the snakes, lol. It's actually floor. Okay, floor. Hey, thanks so much. On the lowest floor, we have a garden, and is also a room, you know, next to, like on the lowest floor we have the kitchen, we have 1 bathroom, and we have 1 room. And for example, in this room at the moment is living the girl from Istanbul I told you about, you know, some people who follow my lives know. And in the neighbor house I knew a girl, actually I was also good friends with her, or in this neighbor house also a girl, and they all lived on the 2nd floor, you know. And then now it's already kind of time ago, like 1.5 year or 1 year, or maybe it could be also 2 years. Someone sent a message in the group chat, hey, there's someone outside, there's someone in our garden. And you have to really think that our garden is like, it's not that you can enter it easily, it's like those where like there are a lot of houses next to each other, and then there is you know, as I said, the kitchen, and then 1 room for the person who's living on the lowest floor, and this room is connected to the garden. For example, I can only go in the garden if I go through the room of the girl who's living in Istanbul, you know. So I always have to ask her, or I go completely from the outside. So, and the garden is also a long garden, but there is like bushes all over, you know. You can't enter the garden easily, only if you know. For example, all the students who live here obviously know how to enter the garden, because there's like a small gap, you know. There's a small gap which you can use to go inside, you know. For example, sometimes on actually, okay, this is also part of the story. Anyways, so I hope you still got me, you know, on this story. So this garden, and suddenly we have a group chat with the whole people here, like more than 100 people living here in those houses, and someone wrote in the group chat, hey, there is someone in our garden. And yeah, this was as I said, like already a time ago, like more than a year ago. Someone is in the garden, and it's a man, and he's like, because those rooms are like only windows, and he's like standing there on the windows like this, you know, and really spying into the rooms of, yeah, one of the girls. Actually, 1 girl that lived on this side, you know. She texted in the group chat, and we were all like alarmed, went at 100, thought like 15 people, nah, like here 5, there another, like in each house 5, and then you have like, I don't know how many houses, 20 houses or something like this next to each other. And so it's a long garden, a lot of windows, like connecting the rooms from the people living in the 1st floor to the garden, you know. So he was spying into the rooms. Someone wrote in the chat, we instantly said, hey, you have to call the police, you know. It's, oh, by the way, if you are under 16, the story takes a really bad turn in the end. You know, if you are too young, you know, it's maybe this scares you or something like this. He was spying, we called the police came, the man ran away, you know. It went to this, he came so many times that we were camping in the garden. And where, like, when we saw him, then some people ran behind him, took photos. We have photos from this man, you know. He was, we took photos and all the stuff. We alarmed the student dorm office, the janitor and all the stuff. And yeah, he was then a lot of times there, and the police could never catch him. This man was not like a ninja, because everybody saw him, but for some reason the police, no shout-outs to the police. Now actually I'm actually a big fan of the police in Germany. They're doing their best, but for some reason, to be honest, with this story time they messed it up, because I think there could be options to handle this situation. And he was there, and this went for half a year straight. He was, someone wrote in the chat, he's out there. Then the girl from Istanbul also moved into this. Before, was a different girl living there, and she then said, "Hey, Pascal," she called me. I think this was on stream. I'm not 100%. I think it was on stream. Yeah, I told you, on stream, the story time. She called me and said like, "Hey, Pascal, he's sitting in our garden and he's watching straight into my room, while she's changing and all this stuff. That's the reason most of the people on the lowest floor also have like big curtains, but sometimes you just want to not live in a dark room. Obviously, you have the curtains open, So, she called me, "Hey, come downstairs," I was the only guy living in this flat. I was like, hell no! I was obviously helping, but I was also, your boy is a man, but he has also his fears. Anyways, I obviously said, I come downstairs, I gonna look. It was fully dark, I had no flashlights. I walked into the thing and I didn't saw anything anymore. And she said, she didn't trust it to go outside anymore without me. Anyways, I came downstairs, and this happened for like 4 or 3 times when your boy went into the darkness without anything, alone. Anyways, so I was already in this time really alarmed about it. And then out of a sudden, the whole thing, like I would say the whole situation calmed. Like he was not a gentleman, I thought Pascal was bad man. I was bad man. I went down there alone. Like all the 100 people, where are they? Why am I the only one? Anyways, I went down. In the end of the day, the situation calmed a bit, and I thought like, okay, it's maybe it went better. I thought also in between that they caught him and said that he can't be here anymore. For some reason, this was a rumor. It turned out that this rumor was wrong. Captain America, hello Bessie, hey Lisa, welcome. He went alone, cause you're Batman. Anyways, so I thought the whole situation calmed, that he maybe left. Then like few months later, someone said another man is in the garden, and all this stuff, like the whole situation was not so clear anymore. And for some reason I had the feeling that everything is now okay, And then that's the reason I wanted to give you the update, because this part of the story maybe some people still remember, even though it's also not in detail how I explained it to you. Then I told you in the beginning about this room, about my neighbor. I was actually like good with her, I would say, and we went partying together a lot of times, and then she moved out, and I had because she didn't told me why she moved out, I had the feeling, maybe she studies something new, she doesn't seem to be so happy with her studies. It could be like millions of reasons why she's moving out, so I didn't thought about it so much. Then a few days ago, like when I told you I have an update, I went to a restaurant. With a friend. We wanted to eat a burger there, and she was the waitress, and the garden is haunted. The garden is actually really nice, to be honest, Plus I want to beat him up, 100%. He was working in this restaurant, and I was saying, hey, long time no see, good to see you again. And she was also like, hey, Pascal, did you not know what happened? And I was like, no, what happened? She's like, with the whole Stalker thing, you also had, like, she knew that I was also involved because I had to go in the garden. And I was like, but I thought the whole situation turned out to be good, And or turned out that the guy maybe, I don't know, got banned or whatever, or the police caught him in the end of the day. And she said, no, hell no, I actually moved out because of this. And I was like, what? Because she was also living on the last floor, She had a really nice room. I was there a few times in. Really, I think she had a really I think the floors, the rooms on the first floor are actually nicer than... this one is also nice, but it's so hot, Anyways. in the summer times. And she said, yeah, no, I actually moved out because of it. And now the part comes whether maybe the under 16-year-olds or whatever have to click this thing away. The scary part, because she woke up, like she told me this a few days ago. She woke up and she also had curtains, and I don't know if she forgot to close them or whatever, and she was then looking out of her window in the night, and then this guy was straight there and was doing the how to say that the masturbation in front of her window, and that was, I didn't know that. That is crazy. She saw that and she instantly left, and I think this is actually legit. Like I couldn't sleep here a single night longer. That is really, what the hell. That is really like one of the crazy, like, and I live like basically a few meters away from that. Like she's living there and the Istanbul girl is living there. It could also be her window, or maybe it was already her window. You never know, because obviously you don't close your curtains. Always he's like always around here, maybe, and I don't know. Luckily he was caught in this moment or whatever, and now it's getting actually even crazier, because obviously she called the police and all, but she said they didn't do shit. Like they couldn't call him. They I don't know. And I think, to be honest, this one of the it's really scary the shit out of me. True to get out here, Pascal. Hey, I'm really happy that I'm safe up here. Like. This is just stupid at one point, like I'm here in my safe zone, that nobody could see in my room, I don't have to be scared of that, but living downstairs would be crazy, When I was in a girls' dormitory at university, a man was consistently watching us looking through the window. Hey, you guys have to be careful about that. And I would also say, to be honest, like if I would have contact to I don't know who's planning the whole stuff, who's moving into which room, I think it's random, but I would say, even though the rooms downstairs are the best ones, gotta be honest, but then only boys should be there, Obviously it could also happen to boys, true, but I think this is so traumatic. So I would be, some people are so disgusting, and I so much. I thought of throwing chair at that guy. I that is why you are moving out too. No. Guys, I also have to say, I'm actually really happy with this place. It's not, don't get me wrong, it's not the fault of the student dorm or whatever, It's the fault of maybe nobody, just a disgusting guy. I hope he left and never comes back. The room vacant now, I think I missed that part. What do you mean with vacant now? No, I think another person is already living there, because so many people want to live here. That's the reason I also have to move out, You're moving out, then that's new to me. I'm moving out, but last moment is in February. Anyways, that's well, on the positive side, it could have been much worse, like Ted Bunny type of stuff, but the politics failed big time. Police, that's the thing. That is kind of what I really hate on this whole thing, because we contacted the police. We, like so many people called them, and they tried to get the situation out of the whole thing, and but like if you have like a guy who's checking out the rooms in the student dorm constantly, like this risk is there, if you have, like, from my perspective, first of all, you have to have with every crime, you need criminal energy. I think a normal person don't come up with, obviously, like stealing something is a little bit, but where you do bad to other people, you need to have some criminal energy. I think, to be honest, you have to cross a line for this stuff. You're like, everything that harms other people, you have to cross a line, and this guy crossed the line of going on our on our property without permission, even though we like tried to caught him, we made photos of all, and he know that, he still have the audacity to come back. This is even more criminal energy, and I think then you are not far away from doing disgusting stuff like that, you know? And I think this 3 steps or whatever the police had to see, but it is what it is. Yeah, they are just ignoring shit on purpose since it's not the first time. Now I don't think this is the thing. Those people, you know, for example, the house party or not the surprise party for this one friend. It was at a friend house of a girl, and she's a friend since a long time. She's also working for the police, and you know, those police people are also normal people. You know, obviously, as in every job, there are some people who are lacking some abilities, and some people have more, you know? It's like in every job area we have assholes, to be honest. We gotta be honest, and this is just with humans, I would say. But you have to, like, I don't know why they messed it up there, because I can't believe that they all said, hey, we don't care, you know? They have normalized this shit. Nah. This is not normalized, you know? It's not happening here on a daily basis. I would say this is an exception. At least where I live, I don't get to know so many stories like this. That's the reason it's also crazy for you to hear, because otherwise everybody would be, okay, happened yesterday. But it's obviously something that we have to prevent, because, you know, traumatic stuff is something you really, like this guy thought, hey, I want my own benefit and I don't care if someone gets traumatized, because he will know that this is traumatizing people. And if you cross that line, I don't know, you really need help, like psychological help, you know? I guess it's different in Europe. True. Obviously, we are all from different countries. It's different from... In Europe, it's also not everywhere the same. In Germany, I would say we have a strict system and we try to prevent that. But yeah, they have certs, at least here when I said other girls, that they said it's normal here. Just ignored it. Oh, yeah, it's something also you should never ignore, you know? So yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm asking, do you live in a hostel? In a student dorm, like with a lot of other students, you know? And I really like the student dorm. That's the reason, like the garden is nice. Even though I'm not a big fan of the city, but the garden is nice. I don't have to pay much, you know. It's really easy if you don't get too much support. That's the reason they build those student dorms. It's so sad that people take the advantage that we all need to live here because of whatever reason, you know. And yeah, this is the story that I wanted to tell you guys about. That it's actually like... disgusting story, to be honest. Disgusting story, but I only you can if you hear this now, please take care of yourself. That if you maybe live in a similar situation or like this, you can't be scared for everything in your life, but maybe this is just a reminder to take care of yourself, you know. Self-defense is very important, especially for girls. Hey, but the thing is, self-defense, you know, for example, I did self-defense with judo for like years. But to be honest, the game changer is not to come into those situations, you know. Like, I would always just run, even though I did kickboxing, even though I did like all those other judo. I've completely forgot the name of my sports, but yeah, even though I would always recommend guys to run out of dangerous situation, because there's no need to fight someone who's already lost it, you know. Like, because for example, when I had my fights when I was younger in like sports, in kickboxing or judo, those people accept the rules, you know. But the people you meet outside, they don't accept the rules, you know. They don't play as you think you know. So why do you need to move out? Because I graduated here, and I want to start another part of my life in a different city, and where I work on my stuff, you know.